Yeah, this is Clay Nelson Life Balance Hour. Boy, that music doesn't take much to make me happy. And how many of you got a family member that you just can't make happy no matter what? I don't care what you do, it isn't good enough. And I don't care what you do, they see the flaw instead of the gold. And guess what? They want to speak their opinion over everybody else, no matter if they get more than two family members together. It's all about what's wrong with the family instead of what's right with the family. Now, how do I know that? It's either me or one of my family members has done it in front of me, or I've seen someone do it somewhere. So it's all about getting that, hey, whatever you speak or whoever you are and however you be, that's what you get back. And your family members will give it back to you faster than anybody else, okay? Because they know you better than anybody else. Now, I need to talk to you about a couple of things that's a little bit distant from the show today. On the break, we had a call. We wanted some callers want to know about the CD series that I have. Was there anything about family? And the Getting Started series, the Taking Care of Me series, and the Building Your Future series is all about family. Because without family, you got nothing. I'll never forget about 20 years ago, I was in Boise, Idaho, and on Christmas morning, I got up, and I had nobody in the house but me. No family, nothing. In fact, it was my first year in Idaho. It was 20 degrees below zero, and guess who didn't fill his heating oil tank? So I had no heat either. So I had no family, no heat, no Christmas tree, no nothing, and that's when I really got the power of family. You understand? Without family, there is nothing but aloneness, okay? And I don't care, even if you're mad at family, you're not alone. You got it? So family's good no matter how it is. So how do we get the family going? How do we really keep it in there? And the Getting Started series CDs, the Taking Care of Me series CDs, and the Building Your Future series CDs are all about, the end product of those CDs is all about building family. Now, next, the second answer to the question was the workshop I'm going to have, when is that? September when?
15th and 16th.
September 15th and 16th in Santa Barbara. It's the personal planning workshop, and that's all about family. Full and complete communication, asking for what you want, forgiving people for what they did when they didn't know, and moving on into building a bigger, better family, and then taking that family, that spirit, that way of being out into building a bigger, better world. I mean, it is so cool. All right. Everybody thinks I'm really out there and I speak about things that nobody else speaks about, but all I do is I talk about what it would take to have love and hugs and, quite frankly, consideration and relationship like you have it in a loving family out in the world, and that's what I teach. That's what I do. Pretty cool, huh, Elizabeth?
That's great.
Elizabeth's got good boy, Dad. Good boy.
On that same topic, we had an email that came in from Cheryl about, just sort of dealing with things the way they are. She said, I have two siblings who fight constantly, and the tension is palpable to everyone in the room. Do you have any ideas on how these two can push their differences aside, even just for a few hours, for everyone else's sake?
Yeah, well, first of all, what's palpable mean? I have no idea.
Big old word there.
Yeah, palpable. Okay, so now...
palpable. Okay, palpable.
No, I know what it means.
Yeah, I don't have to.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot. Now, look, when people get on it with each other and they're arguing and they're taking over a conversation, someone needs to stand up and say, hey, does this really need to take place? Do we really need to do this? Does this really need to happen now? And if it does, then complete it. But complete it as a loving family, not to win, but to just get it finished. Okay? Next is when you're in a conversation, you're in a family, the conversation you have has to be respectful of the whole group, not just you and the person you're having the conversation with. There's also called the outside. If you have to talk about something that doesn't include the whole family, take it outside, have the conversation, and come back. Okay, you got that? Pretty good, huh? All right, now, remember, if you want to call in long distance or streaming on my website or on the net, it's, let me see, 866-564-1290 or local 564-1290. Or do like many people are doing now, is email me at clay@mediasb.com.
It's great. They're coming in.
They really are. It's really cool. Now, where I was before the break, I was talking about what's going on and how you get to handle the maximum amount of input from a family when you want to have absolutely no input so you can have your life, your couch, your moment of freedom. All right? So think about this. Now, let's just understand what family requires. Say you're the person that's been, shall we say, enrolled into having the family reunion or the camping trip or the ski trip or the gathering at your home or the after wedding party or the conversation about Uncle Joe coming and what we're going to do. Now, here's some of the things you have to think about that everybody makes hard, okay? So you have to take a major shopping trip to Costco because your family's coming to town and you need to feed them and you want them to have what they need. So that's called consideration, okay? But that all takes time, planning, and money. See, a lot of times family members don't want the other family members to know that they can't afford to have their family reunion at their house because it costs a lot of money. So you have to ask for help, and family members don't like asking for help. They want to be self-sufficient, and they don't want other family members to know that they may need some help. Now, just think about that. What if the family could have a reunion or a boat trip or a camping trip or a fun wedding or whatever, all right, and everybody chipped in, and it was just all about the relationship. It wasn't about the cost. I mean, duh.
Well, with what weddings are costing these days, it's absolutely ridiculous.
No kidding.
Imagine if you had kind of a communal thing.
Yeah. I mean, I just had a friend of mine in Texas just got his daughter married off, and he spent almost $40,000 on a wedding. And I've just gone, wow, man, 40 grand on a wedding.
Or a house payment or a vehicle.
Yeah, Jesus. I mean, it's just
or
amazing.
A small house.
But that's what people do nowadays, so it's very, very expensive. All right. And how about this? What if you're going to a wedding and you got to have the acceptable clothing for the entire family? I mean, everybody has to go get a new suit, a new dress, new shoes, new purse, right, Elizabeth?
Heck yeah.
I mean, I went out with Susan. The purse cost more than the dress did. Sorry. I didn't mean to tell that. Oh, my God. All right, now, you have to make sure your car is tuned up and lubed before you make your 5-hour trek to the home or to the gathering area, so you have to service your vehicle. You have to take presents to a wedding. Not only do you have to take presents, but you have to think about what presents you're going to take. And do I even like the person getting married? Therefore, am I going to buy what do you call that when you put them on?
The registry.
The registry. Yeah. The registry. And they always go register. Some place costs $500 for a fork.
Exactly. And they're your family, so it better be good or else they're not going to like it.
Yeah, plus they're only going to get 3 forks. They'll never have more than 3 $500 forks in their whole portfolio. So you come to dinner and you'll get 3 expensive forks and all the rest will be plastic. You know.
The cake better be really, really
good
for all that effort.
Yeah. Or you're leaving town and you have to make arrangements for someone, to feed your cats. We have 4 of them, so I really know a lot about that. So again, you have to understand, having a family, yep, it takes some energy. Yep, it takes commitment. Yep, it is absolutely something that you have to deal with. But I can tell you this, if you don't have family, let me tell you, it's worse than having to deal with all the stuff that comes along with having a family. The payoff of having a family, the payoff of dealing with all the things I just talked about on this list that's in front of me, it's like lubing your car, buying the right presents, getting the right registry item, buying the right food, buying the right clothes, going through all the energy, all the shopping it takes. It's worth every minute because it's the memories you have that last 10 or 20 years. It's also the things you talk about when a family member completes his life and you get together and talk about that family member. Let me tell you, you want to talk about the things that made you laugh. You want to talk about the things that make you crazy. You want to talk about how great the family really is, okay? So now, we're going to have to take a break in a minute, but I want you to think about this. One of the things when you have somebody come over to your place and it's going to be a family gathering is what your house looks like. So when we come back, we're going to talk about all the great things you have to be responsible for because people are going to come over and they're going to look at your bathroom and they're going to open your medicine cabinet. I guarantee you, they want to know what kind of pills are in your medicine cabinet.
I mean, they're going to judge and evaluate.
Judge and evaluate.
How you keep your stuff.
Oh, yeah. And if all the pill bottles are lined up right or turned backwards or whatever. All right. So, come on back. We're going to have some fun. This is Clay Nelson Life Balance Hour, and KZSB AM 1290. Get on back here.